Loading Screen is brought to you by Mike and Ike.
Kid good!
What goes on in your head?
There's a new NPC. There's just so many new things that I think it's going to bring.
There's layers to this game that has people loving it.
Not now, Mom. I'm doing a podcast.
We're doing it live. This is all new to us, guys. New program. There's a fat chance we screw it up today, but here we are. We're gonna try it. So apologies ahead of time, everybody. This is Loading Screen episode 81, and yeah, I apologize ahead of time for anything that gets if this is a colossal failure.
It's fine. It'll be a fun ride.
Think
it'll
so?
be a fun ride.
I like fun rides.
We got some cool stuff.
You know,
today.
it's not a fun ride. Pokemon Snap.
What? Where did that come from, dude?
That's my flamethrower. I'm just lighting you up right now.
I'm literally waiting for when your girlfriend decides that that's the game she wants to play, and you have to sit through it. And then you end up deciding that you either love it or hate it, because you still got to go through the game.
I wouldn't wish that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
It's a Pokemon Snap game.
I might watch me actually like it. I talk so much crap on Animal Crossing, and then I ended up buying it. Still don't think it's a good game, but I ended up buying it.
Yeah.
You know?
Wait. I thought you liked it.
What? No, I thought it was boring.
Oh.
Yeah, guys, his
Okay.
Twitter handle's updated. But yeah, guys, we're trying something totally new. This is a new program we're trying. We're trying vMix. So this show could be a colossal failure, but we have to test it at some point. So screw it, we're doing it live. Welcome to the coolest show on the internet. This is Loading Screen, episode 81, brought to you by Mike and Ike and Zip Chair.
Animal Crossing is boring?
I agree.
In what regard? What's boring about it?
What's boring about it? Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you like
Jacob,
it?
do you fold your own laundry?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like folding your own laundry? Tilt your camera down, because your lower third is covering your face, and I can't fix that right now.
Okay. Laundry's fun, enjoyable,
What?
not half bad.
Okay. Now, what do you look for in a video game? Do you look to escape the outside world, or do you look to do?
I like to do menial chores.
Yeah.
Just
Well, Animal
fucking realize.
Crossing is chores. Animal Crossing is literal chores in a video game form, and
I was
paying
so
back
hyped for
loans.
Animal Crossing, and I hated it. Here's the fun thing, though, right?
Well,
Yes,
Rich
bugs.
isn't a real gamer, so you have to take that with a grain of salt.
I don't know how to combat that, because you're not wrong, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. See, so there's my reasoning behind it. But guys, we got some cool new features that we're gonna be doing today. So today we're gonna start off with some gaming news. Let's jump into the Sidekick Madness. Here we go. Okay, you guys ready for this? I can't wait. For those of you guys listening through the podcast, you're missing out, because this is cool stuff. Ready? Bam! Sidekick Madness. You like that little topic bar? Ready? Ready? Whoop! Bam! Oh no. Okay, I was like, did I screw it up?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I still can't believe that's all in program and not done in After Effects at all.
It's quite insane. But let's kick it off. So we had the second half, the other side of the Elite Eight. We had the other side of the Elite Eight. And let's take a look at who that is. Here we go.
Pikachu?
This is Cortana. Do you read?
Oh yeah, I read, baby.
Oh, I know what the ladies
Oh,
like.
I know what the ladies like. You're an Elite Eight. Thanks, babe. Who is your favorite sidekick? Let us know. So at Nerd Street Gamers, ladies and gents, at Nerd Street Gamers. Check it out. Jacob, dude, I need to find the results. There was a bracket that I was supposed to load into the show here.
For which part? Who won what?
What?
For which part? Which bracket are you looking for? Who won the last one?
Who won the last?
Luigi
Who won the
versus
last
Doug
one?
and Phil
Yeah.
versus Yoshi?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find said. Let me see if I can find said bracket.
Last I checked, Luigi was ahead by a landslide, like 81% to Duck Hunt. But I didn't check the Instagram side. I just checked Twitter.
Yeah.
I believe Luigi and Yoshi were in the lead last I checked.
Okay.
I can verify who won later in the show. Dude, I still keep thinking though, at what meeting in Pokemon did some guy come up and go, okay, so Pokemon Sword and Shield, what if they were really big? What, Tom, I don't really get what you're saying right now. What do you mean by they're really big? Like gigantic. Okay, but like what are you trying to imply? Like Pikachu? Gigantamax. Huge. Well, Tom, I get what you're saying, but how does that really pertain to the story? Okay, they get huge in every city of the world.
But wait.
And they don't know what's going on, and they keep stepping on stuff. Okay, but Tom, couldn't we just return them to the Pokeballs?
No, Jim. No. Jim, I
What
need
if the
you
radio
to see.
tower said an
I need
EMP?
you to see what I'm seeing, Tom. Tom, I need you to see what I'm seeing. Okay.
I just don't. Tom, that's a great idea. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's amazing. I know we have Mega Evolution, it's Z-moves, but let's add Gigantamax. That's perfect.
So, basically, the two that advance, Luigi and Yoshi, I believe. I believe those are the ones that advance. I kind of saw Luigi beating Duck Hunt Dog. I think you thought Duck Hunt Dog was going to win, though, didn't you?
I thought for the meme he would fly through, but
And then Yoshi
Luigi
and
looked
Tails.
pretty strong.
Is this really going to be a Super Mario battle? That means on one side of the bracket, we've got like the Mario. And then on the other side of the bracket, it's literally going to be like Yoshi or Luigi against Cortana. I swear to God, if Cortana doesn't win now.
I don't know. Clank's pretty loved. And you literally said yourself the other show, Cortana's not a sidekick.
I know. But like,
No,
now I have
Just
to give
use
my
it,
love.
though.
Now I have to give my love. You know?
Hmm.
I watched
How's
you
it
guys
going,
3 days
Easy?
ago. Hello, what's up, Easy? What it do,
What's
Easy?
up?
Easy breezy cover girl. Let's go. My boy Diddy going to pull through. You think Diddy Kong's going to pull through? This is interesting. So again, real quick, while I switch through my PCs here. So we've got
Diddy Kong and Pikachu.
we've got
are the
Diddy
real
Kong and
matchup.
Pikachu. This is a good matchup. This is interesting. I don't know.
I
What do
really
you
think
guys
Diddy
think?
has
You
a
think
decent shot.
you think Diddy's going to pull through? By the way, guys, if you guys want to vote, head on over to Nerd Street Gamers on Twitter. Nerd Street Gamers on Twitter, and you can vote. And also on our Instagram as well. Diddy, Pikachu. Jacob, so who do you think is going to pull through here?
I think it's going to be Pikachu, but I wouldn't be surprised to get the upset from Diddy Kong.
When I think
I
Diddy
don't know,
Kong,
man.
here's the thing. When I think Diddy Kong, the first thing I think of is Sidekick. Diddy Kong Sidekick. Like, that's like, you know how when people are like, oh, blue. What's your first word that you think of?
Purple.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Well, when I think
of Diddy,
oh, yeah.
I think of his peanut guns. Do you remember that? Diddy used to walk around with these dually peanut guns. Just go.
Yeah. So Diddy Kong and then Pikachu. My bet's on. Here's the thing though, man. I got my money on Diddy, right? But like Pikachu is suffering from the same fate as like everybody who goes up against Mario and that family, right? Like it's just clout.
That's true. He's a powerhouse.
You know?
It's not just clout though. A lot of it's justified. Do you remember the episode of Pokemon when Pikachu finds a whole herd of Pikachus, and Ash goes, "I think it'd be better if you stayed here. You seem happier." And it plays this song. It makes you about to cry. And then as Ash is leaving, he starts to cry. He turns around and sees all the Pikachus at the top of the hill, and his Pikachu starts running towards him, and they embrace. That's not just a sidekick to me at that point. That's a best bro. Whereas Diddy's a firecracker who will be like, you know what, Donkey Kong? I'm out. No, not today. I'm going to beat this guy up by myself.
Not today,
I'm going to go hang out with Dixie Kong.
Not today, DK. Except Pikachu is like a main character. I wouldn't consider him a sidekick. True. So if Pikachu went against Cortana, that would be an interesting fight. Okay. So Clank versus Cortana.
What are your initial impressions?
I got Cortana all day. I don't have a relationship with Clank. So
Lanky Kong is awesome. Did you play Donkey Kong 64? Are you pretty familiar with them?
Yeah.
Dude, Lanky Kong deserves so much more love than he gets.
Yeah.
So much more love. Chunky Kong's he's a wimp.
When
you would go to when you would go to Celeste, you go, no, pick Tiny.
Dude, Chunky's got other shit to worry about. Like, he's like, dude, like, I've seen some shit.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
Like, nah, man, I'm just trying to live my life.
Right.
All right, so you got Clank or Cortana here?
I think Cortana.
See, Clank is awesome. His comments throughout the game are great. See, I could make that same argument for... I could have made that same argument for Claptrap.
You could have. You didn't, though.
But I
didn't.
didn't.
Forgot.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, Chad. Who do we got? Cortana or Clank today? And by the way, everybody, like I said, head on over to Nerd Street Gamers on Twitter and Instagram to cast your votes, and we'll see. We'll see. Cortana isn't a sidekick in my opinion, but neither is Pikachu. You know?
So by that route, it'll be Diddy Kong versus Clank, which I think is highly unlikely, but
yeah,
I'd be really excited to see it happen. Imagine if Clank won the whole thing.
That would be, in my opinion, colossal failure. But there's bias coming into that. There you go.
How is Cortana not a sidekick?
She's not. She's more of a.
At what point does she take on her own character?
Yeah, I like. Look, we got arguments in chat. York and Lame Abs going at it. I think Cortana's not a playable sidekick. When you think sidekick, do you think playable sidekick or like just support?
No, I think of support. Yeah, Cortana literally gets backpacked around by Chief. She does for a while.
Yeah, and to York's point in chat, all of Halo 1 through 3, she was the character guiding the main character. Like, quite literally his brain. Support character. Well, but here's the thing. A support character, that's a sidekick. Isn't sidekick a support?
Yeah, that's their main premise.
Right.
They're there to support the pro tag or the hero.
And then she evolved into the main character. Yep. Oh my god. So she's like...
Well, that's character development, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could say she is now... But the Cortana we're showing in the video is from 1 to 3.
Cortana we're showing in the video is 1 to 3. Yeah.
It's when she's at her sidekick.
Yeah. This is my favorite Cortana. Halo 5 Cortana. I like Halo 5 Cortana. Halo 4 Cortana was nice too. But yeah, let us know who your favorite sidekick is, ladies and gents. We'll be, next week we'll be down. We'll be down to the final. The finals, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So so never mind. Guys, new program. Just work with me, not against me. Work with me, okay? All right. Moving on to the next topic at hand. Microsoft, the SEC and EU approves Microsoft's What are you doing?
My light died. Sorry. I'm just...
No,
Go ahead.
Listen, man. Guys, Jacob is suffering from setup madness.
Awful.
Not sidekick madness, setup madness.
I thought I was good at lighting. Like, I have this whole setup, and just everything possible that can go wrong keeps going wrong. I go to set up my lights. There's no lock screw. They're just gone.
Yeah.
I go to set up my my normal light. It keeps falling off the monitor. I don't have any duct tape.
Not really. Sarge was a support character. That's a hard negative, sir. That is a hard negative. Sarge is not a support. He's not a sidekick. Sarge is just a guy who's in the story. That's all he is. He's like a third string. That's what he is. Okay, moving on to this next little tidbit of information. So Jacob, SEC and EU. This trailer came out the other day. SEC and EU approves Microsoft's acquisition of Bethesda. Did I ever get your thoughts on Microsoft's acquisition here? Like, what are your thoughts around this?
I think it's not too. Wow, that looks sick. Sorry, I was just admiring the dragon. I'm down for it. I am still really curious, though. I'm a little worried for anyone who got PlayStation are they still going to get it? Are they still going to be able to play Skyrim down the line?
Yeah.
But this might be what Bethesda really needed to just finally get the proper funding they need to really go all out.
Yeah, and I think Bethesda on its own got so far, right? And then, after a little while, it was like, crap, they kind of hit a wall. They created a great name for themselves, and that wall was very apparent in Fallout 76. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think Fallout 76 would have been Fallout 76 if it had Microsoft funding?
Dude, I still don't know. The whole thing was so ridiculously not just rushed, but the whole pre-ordering scenario was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I wasn't a part of the pre-order, but do you remember everything about that canvas bag? I still feel bad for everyone hoping for it.
I think Yorick in chat. Did you get a canvas bag? Somebody in chat in my community got a canvas bag.
They were not canvas bags. They were like cardboard.
Dude, it was bad. It was bad.
It was so stupid. A lot of them, I don't know if they redid the whole engine or what, but I remember in Fallout 3, you shot a rocket launcher up into the air. In 20 seconds, it would come right back down.
Mm-hmm.
74 comes out, it just despawns. Everything would despawn. There's so many weird rooms you could glitch your way into. The whole vault system. I would hope if they had more. I don't know if money was the problem as much as time. You got to think with huge scale games like this, there comes a point where extra people is just going to make everything so much harder. Yeah. Which is why I'm fine with waiting. I'm fine with giving them more time.
What game company nowadays doesn't have a class action lawsuit though, Yorick? That's the cool thing to do. Apparently.
Yeah, wow.
But no, Jacob. So here's the thing. The way I see a Microsoft-backed game, Halo. Let's just use that as an example. The most expensive developed game of all time in the history of video games. Over $500 million of development money, right? And so when I hear that, it's like, okay, Microsoft obviously has money. How do companies, game devs, benefit from more money? So granted, I hope that they can bring in, I hope they bring in you can bring in better producers. You can bring in better writers. You can bring in better voice actors, better graphics, better everything, right? And so I think...
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, one of the big things is just... Imagine not having to spend the same amount of time on graphical assets that you normally would.
Right.
It would be so great. And you could hire a lot of just out-of-cuff artists.
That's... Go ahead.
No, before I don't want to derail, but... Just recently, someone remade the Diamond and Pearl remakes in a 3D environment, and
I didn't see that, but I did hear about it. I saw the title. Yeah, it's
just something like that. If you get someone who's really passionate about a game, and there's so many people passionate about Fallout, passionate about Halo, passionate about Skyrim, that have already done so much cool concept art that you could just immediately absorb.
It's almost like the chains are off. Like do your thing.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Do your thing, right? So I'm really excited because it just ESO is, in my opinion, a great game. While I don't think it's necessarily the best out there, I think it's a fantastic game. I love Skyrim, I love Oblivion, I love the Elder Scrolls series, and I love the Fallout series. And we're just enhancing that from here on out. You know what I mean? So I think there's only good to come out of Microsoft acquiring Bethesda, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for these two companies working together. You know what I mean? So,
do you know though if Microsoft bought them out of purely financial interest, or they were actually fans of the games?
I think a little bit of both. What they did. It'd be hard. Imagine. Dude, being a gamer, there's no way there's very few gamers I think that have not played any Bethesda games. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I wonder, there's got to be some strategy there. I heard the other day, and this could just be a rumor, but I heard the other day that
but getting like a fresh breath of life in this too.
Yeah.
What did you hear the other day?
The other day I heard that like Bethesda titles would be exclusive to Xbox or Microsoft. Honestly, I don't know how true that is, but I do think there would be like a scenario where Xbox and PC players get stuff before Sony players do. Because Sony doesn't care. In my opinion, I think like Sony is like, they're thirsty for money. You know, with Activision,
Yeah,
it's
sure,
like we're
That's a good
gonna
point.
give you guys stuff. You know, it's like Microsoft is, and this is kind of, Sony's got good games, and they're very like, nobody touch my games type of thing.
Right, like God of War, they're like, get away.
Where Microsoft
Stop.
is like,
Hours.
we want everybody to enjoy things.
Right.
So that exclusivity that in that rumor doesn't really follow the model that Microsoft has straight up come out and said. So I don't know. I'm curious what's gonna entail. But yeah, I mean,
I can't imagine though. Imagine being the lead designer. Okay, you come in off of your train, your train commute. The guy goes up to you and goes, "Yeah, so Microsoft just acquired us. There's 50 million extra in the budget today. I need you to figure out what you want."
And
the guy's sitting there like, I'm having issues programming the dog to bark when I want it to. Oh God, what am I gonna do today?
Yeah, I know.
So
But like more money comes more opportunity, I think. Sony was great until they moved their main site to California from Japan, so now it's a different money grabbing team. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now let's go ahead and switch gears to our hardware news, because we got a big discussion today, which is why we're coming through. We're going through all the stories, not slowly, not quickly, but like, you know, we've got a big discussion that we want you guys to participate in. So next order of business, hardware news. Sony PlayStation.
Alex, are you talking about smell-o-vision right now?
I'm quite literally talking about smell-o-vision. Guys, Sony recently filed a patent that indicates the use of scents in upcoming PlayStation games.
So how does this work, right? I go to the store and I pick up a smell pack that I plug into my VR headset so that it releases the perfume to make it smell like that?
I think, and this is just a thought, I don't know if there's a picture of what it's going to look like on here. No, there's no picture of the patent. But I think that the new VR headsets, because they are working on a new VR headset for PlayStation 5, I believe. So it'll totally be DLC, yeah, right?
It'll totally be DLC.
To unlock it. But I believe, okay, so I can respect Sony for going forward and really bringing next gen into. So here's another thing.
Taking the next step.
Literally, their controllers are truly next gen. In my opinion, they are next gen because
They're going for the banana.
the experience. Well, besides the banana, but they're really trying to, like, no idea is off the table with them, right? And I really respect that. You have controllers that quite literally have changed the experience, the gamer's experience, where Microsoft has kind of remained stagnant in that aspect, where they focus on, if it works, it works. Don't change something that's not broken, right? Where Sony is like, let's just try something new. Now, those new things are having problems, like the controllers are failing on them. But if you guys haven't played with a PlayStation 5 controller yet, it is quite literally one of the coolest experiences I've had as a gamer yet. And with that being said, now they're like, sense, smell-o-vision. And so what I think they're going to do in the new headsets, I think there's going to be like canisters that you load into, right? And then
that's the only thing I could think of too.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, it'll be canisters, and there'll be like a blending thing in there that it'll have like a small little like spritzer somewhere on the headset, which will release scents as. Now, hopefully it's not like perfume, because God help us if it's perfume, because we're all going to be like, God forbid you walk through you're playing Resident Evil Village, and all of a sudden
my whole living
you
room
walk
just
through and
smell
they're
like
like, did that
shit."
guy just smell like shit? Oh.
Your mom comes down. Why does it smell like pot in here? No, Mom. I'm just playing Grand Theft Auto.
You're going to
I promise.
spray yourself with poopery.
It's either one of the big things I keep trying to think is how, at one point, once we get far enough with VR where we get something similar to SAO, how the hell are we gonna turn a smell into a digital file? How? That's one of the big steps we're leaning towards. But if we do the canisters, dude, I cannot wait to hear stories of children playing Doom and just smelling sweat. Or just, it's gonna be wild.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going through a generation that eats Tide Pods.
Oh, yeah, that is
They're
true.
going to be eating canisters, ladies and gentlemen. I've never been so upset with the younger generation. But
Five's facial tracking sounds like a much better idea. Facial tracking sounds a lot more feasible.
I don't want smell-o-vision, bro. You remember, have you been to Disney World, Jacob?
Yeah.
Did you ever go on the Lilo and Stitch ride or the Alien Encounter ride?
Oh, yeah, I did. I know exactly where you're going
where the
with this.
smells fill the room and everything. Like, that's cool. It's cool. I don't know if I want it, but it's cool.
It's neat.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I want to be able to control things with my fingers just by doing motions. I had a dream last night, actually, that I was controlling my Apple Watch. Like, they released a new update, and all of a sudden you can control your watch just by doing gestures, right? I think,
Like the stock, like video co-pilot preset everyone uses when they start learning After Effects.
But hey, here's an idea. Fix the damn motion controls in VR games before you decide to add sounds or smells. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Just a theory.
My God, guys. Fix your shit. Like, that would be revolutionizing. Figure out how to move around in a VR game without having to click and teleport before you decide to add sounds, smells. Why do I keep saying sounds? Oh. Anyway. Jacob, you for it or against it? Did Jacob freeze? Oh my God. I was like, what the hell just happened?
I was pondering.
Okay.
I'm for it.
For it. Okay.
For it.
I mean, I'm for it, but there's so many other things that need to take precedent, I think. Smell-o-vision is cool if done right. There's a great Jeff Goldblum segment on VR on Disney Plus. Seemed to make it much better experience for him. But like, I feel like there's so many things that need to happen before smell-o-vision is worth it.
There's a lot of steps before there. I think the first one that Gabe Newell was talking about was, do you remember like the joy rides in Cyberpunk? I think we would need to get there first and then find a way to implement it. Yeah, the problem is, like, I just don't know a good way to record a smell. The best way we have right now, ironically, is like scratch and sniffs. Other than actually getting perfume.
I mean, listen, dude, think about it like this. You've got artificial flavoring. If you can mix flavors, you can mix scents.
Right, we have artificial smells, but I don't know a way to, other than getting canisters or...
I
like the idea
of
if
sort of
you
blending
say
technology. I think there would be some like let's say a pack, right? Like Sony determines that these are the 5 canisters that can create a variety of different smells, right? You've got sweet, you've got sour, you've got stinky, kind of like the jelly bean game that I freaking hate. And then like when something happens in game, it's like the mechanism like mixes 2 or 3 or 4 of the scents, and then that's what you smell.
Right, so like the most high-tech version of smell-o-vision, the person that spends $2,000 on the first smell-o-vision kit, it's literally like, it looks like a chemistry set, just right behind
dude, yeah,
just spraying stuff to them.
First person to spend like $10,000 on a smell-o-vision set changes them forever. Like they just walk around like,
do you know what Breath of the Wild smells like?
I'm never the same.
I do.
Oh my God, could you imagine? Yo, okay. Valheim, the Ashlands, or Skyrim with the dragons. Imagine smelling sulfur when you're fighting a dragon. That'd be nutty.
That's where you start bringing in endurance, too. Some people can't take the smell of things, too, and they'll get all gaggy.
Yeah.
They'll come to the point where it's like, I just...
zoom in.
The smell's too bad. It smells way too bad there.
Yeah. Whoa, now I'm out of focus. See, guys, new tech. Love it.
What does Bing Bong smell like?
I don't think you want to know.
Like meat pie.
I don't think you guys want to know what Bing Bong smells like. So with that being said, I'm definitely zooming out. This is awkward.
With that being said, do you remember the episode of Futurama where they have like telescope smells?
I wasn't a big fan of Futurama or Simpsons, not because I personally didn't like them, but I just didn't grow up watching them. So.
Oh, never mind. They used a telescope to smell far away. That was it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was funny.
Could you imagine? Jeez.
So what's next in the doc? We got.
So next up.
Oh. So guys, you remember Halo, right? That fun little show, that fun little game.
Okay. Yep.
Fun little game that they stole from Fortnite.
Well, get this, ladies and gents. And I'm indifferent here because I'm really excited that there's a Halo show. For those of you guys that don't know, there is a Halo show coming out in 2021. But Master Chief's actor in this Halo show says the actor won't try to replicate Steve Downes' voice. I'm sorry, what?
This sounds super weird that they would just talk about the actor. Like, I can't think of any director that wouldn't agree with this or disagree.
So Pablo Schreiber. Is that?
I don't do impressions, I play characters.
Yeah, I don't do impressions, I play characters. While everyone knows the Master Chief, this show is an opportunity for all of us to get to know John. Thank you for your kind words. We are all working incredibly hard. So I'm excited about the show. Don't get me wrong. And I don't think this is gonna like. Your camera just died there, Jacob.
Oh no, I'm still here, guys. Don't worry. I'm working on a fix.
New technology, guys. So
no, the camera didn't die. All my lights. It's a blackout. Everything's dead.
What, dude? Okay, well, this is a real podcast now. So I'm so turned off of this show now. Holy crap, dude. Lame abs. Relax, bro. Relax. I get it. Master Chief's voice is supposed to be deep. And I'm kind of like, yeah, granted, I'm like kind of upset about it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's still going to be a show. My God. It's still going to be a TV show with Halo. Like, I am a little upset of their, I don't do impressions. I play characters. Like, really, bro? You're holding yourself to that standard? Like, please. Like, oh my. You only drink your coffee 8 times stirred with 1 sugar cube too, I'm sure, right? Like, wouldn't doing the voice be him playing the character? Exactly. I agree with that. I'm carrying the show now, guys. I agree with that. But like, for him to say I don't do characters, like, come on, dude. Master Chief has this voice, and if you're not going to do the voice, what the hell's the point? If you're not going to do the voice, what the hell's the point of it? I mean, Master Chief is Spartan 117. What's the point of the show then? I mean, okay, look, you can still have a Halo show with Master Chief in it, just Master Chief sounding different. You kind of have to wrap your heads around that. Like, you can still have a good Halo show with good story. I just don't necessarily agree with the meaning behind not trying to at least try to replicate the voice. Right? Yeah, the voice is iconic. The voice is iconic. But to be turned off from the show, come on, guys. Chat, work with me, not against me, okay? Like, to be turned off from the show, oh, I'm not going to watch the show because Master Chief doesn't have a deep voice. Really? That's kind of petty.
But what if he has a voice where, like, he comes and he's
listen, I'm just straight up going to say it, guys. If you're in chat and saying... I'm just straight up going to say it. If you're in chat and saying that you're not going to watch the show because of this, that's kind of petty, y'all. I'm sorry, but it's kind of petty.
What if Master Chief comes up and he's just like, Cortana, where should we go next? Then what?
I'm not going to be turned off from the show, but I might turn the show off.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Jacob. But like, I mean, that's, dude. Okay. I think I'm more upset at the actor saying I'm not going to try to replicate it.
Yeah, again, like.
But like,
who are you?
Dude,
who are you?
Yeah, like, who are you to say? Who are you to say that I'm not going to try to do that?
I just refuse.
It's one of the most iconic voices.
Master Chief's not me.
It's one of the most iconic voices in gaming. And just the fact that you're not trying it is...
I wonder what they're going to do, right? Because you know what they do in The Mandalorian where they give him, it's a different stunt double in the suit? Couldn't they just do that for Master Chief and ask the main guy to do it?
I want
Like,
you
why
guys.
wouldn't
I
do
want
that?
you guys to listen to something real quick. Okay. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Chief, there.
As we await the return of Master Chief. When
Okay,
Halo 4
dude.
launches-
I just want voice lines. I don't want a whole narration, bro. What is this? Okay, here we go. Steve Downs reads from Halo 3 script.
This is the Halo script.
Here we go.
This is for Halo 3, recorded February 6, 2007.
Okay.
Tried
Dude.
to kill Cortana.
Here we go.
I said, leave her alone. On Halo, you tried to kill Cortana. You tried to kill me. It's like that.
When we
He's so polite.
It's like that.
He is.
Halo, you tried to kill Cortana. You tried to kill me.
Okay. I'm not going to say I'm not going to watch the show because of this. I'm not turned off from the show because of this.
Right.
But it is going to be weird.
Do you know, are they
If
taking
this
him out of
Master
his
Chief
suit?
mother effer comes in sounding like Barney the dinosaur dude, I'm going to lose my shit.
All right.
I don't
Do you know, is he out of his suit at all?
If I see his face, I will lose my mind. If I see
Well, that's
John's
what I'm
face.
saying. Why wouldn't they just try to get him to do the voice acting if he's in suit the whole time? Why would they want him to do the voice lines?
I don't know what they're going to do, bro. I really don't. I mean, like, this is the problem where, like, certain productions or whatever are like, oh, we're going to revitalize what Halo is. Yes, as I wear my scarf and drink my 1 cube of my 1 cube
My LaCroix.
black coffee. Yes.
With 2 ice cubes.
It's not LaCroix, it's LaCroix.
I bet you're gonna see his face in the last episode.
I have a feeling. I
really
have a
do.
feeling we're going to see some. I don't mind if I see
agree
Young
with
John's
Jackie.
face. I don't mind if I see Young John's face. But
It's actually a Pikachu in the suit using
my
a
God.
voice
could you
changer.
imagine? Could you imagine? Listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to watch the show. I'm probably going to love it. I hope they try to imitate his voice somewhat. But if Master Chief has a high voice, I don't know if I'll be able to get down with it.
I haven't heard the actor's voice at all, so I don't know how similar it is or what.
Should we try and find? Should we try and find
Yeah, could you look him up real quick? What was his name?
Pablo Schreiber, I think.
Can I send you guys a
Schreiber.
link for a jump scare?
Master Chief voice.
You can private message it to Snikey Bean, and if he thinks it's okay, check it out. The guitar and the piano.
Love.
Are,
If we let him leave this world,
All right, this is Steve
humanity
Downs.
will be at risk. With all due
Right.
respect.
If we run out of time,
Oh my God.
what happens if we run out of time? I understand. Positive.
Okay.
Is that Pablo?
No, that was David Wald. What? Okay, guys, YouTube is failing me miserably today. Okay, I'm just gonna.
I don't know, dude. It's too soon to really judge until I see a trailer or anything like that. But
You
I gotta be honest,
You guys
I'm a
know
little-
who Pablo Schreiber is, right?
I don't.
I mean, like, okay, this is total speculation here. This guy looks like he's gonna have a deep voice.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
I think he'll be all right. I think it'll be all right.
Nice
Have
one,
faith,
sounds
ladies and gents. Have faith.
I do know. By the way, is this an original story? Is this the backstory of John?
Do you think Cortana's voice would change your views also? No. I don't, because I don't think Cortana's voice is as iconic as Master Chief's. And Cortana's voice, I believe... Oh. Guys, I think we're barking up a... I think we're opening up a can of worms. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Aaron. Said his name wrong. Overall, though, I I don't know. There's enough lore.
You've been pondering a lot today.
I didn't know if you could even hear me for a while there.
I could hear you the
So
whole
I was-
time. I could hear you like
God.
in the background.
Oh, just yeah, grabbing everything.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's guys. That's that news. That was a big discussion. I think we're just gonna have to keep our ears to the ground and see what comes out of this. I'm not gonna. I am gonna watch the show. I am going to probably enjoy the show. We'll see. We'll see.
There's enough lore where they could go forever.
Yeah. There's so
Like
much
this
lore
is
here.
really an opportunity for this director to become one of the big five.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's gonna take his time with it, make sure it's good.
Yeah.
Because this kind of deal,
Yeah. This is nutty.
get up
So-
there with Edgar Wright.
So our next thing is probably the biggest discussion of the day. What merits paid DLC versus free DLC? So on Tuesday, we kind of referenced that we would be referring to this topic today.
Mm-hmm.
And chat, I want to hear your thoughts, chat. Okay, Jacob, what do you think merits paid DLC versus free DLC? What do you think?
Off the top of my head, all right, if I'm gonna get downloadable content and I beat the story already, right? I want something that's gonna not just continue the story in like a padding way,
Yeah.
but something like a quest that I always wanted to get some sort of. There was a loose end that this just tidies up immediately, right?
Okay.
Even if it's just like only a handful of quests, something that's solid. So, for instance, Monster Hunter added Iceborne, but they called it an expansion. Still downloadable content, but it's expanding upon the original game. I think expansions are awesome. I think expansions merit paid DLC. However, I think awesome DLC, I think like Stardew Valley, the guy is just pumping stuff out. There's just new things added constantly to breathe new life into the game. Those are free. But something like that, I wouldn't mind paying like small things for.
DLC is interesting because as the world of gaming evolves, things are obviously the industry changes, right? Like microtransactions were a big thing for a while. And then, now we've been moving away from microtransactions and making those microtransactions be cosmetics, right?
Right. Cosmetic wise, I used to be super into skins when I played League of Legends, and then it hit me like a truck one day. I've spent over $1,000 on this game on something that makes me look different inside the game.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my clothing and thought, I should have done this to my actual attire. This was a waste of time.
I should have.
But at the same time, I look at the new Ari skin, the new Zed skin, I'm like, God, that looks really cool. I kind of still want it.
Yeah.
Cosmetic-wise in games, there's something to be said about that one guy or one girl just stomping in a lobby on the default skin, because you know they're skilled.
So
It's crazy, dude.
I mean, listen, dude. You have a good point. Like, I don't. This is a very deep conversation, and so the first thing I'll say is, back in the day, DLC was considered things that expanded upon the game. And not
Right.
even back in the day, like not too far from where we're at now.
Oh, dude, like look at, wasn't it weird? The other day I was thinking about it, but when you were talking about Outriders being released as a full game, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
That
it
was just how games used to be released. I think it's odd that we're thinking like, oh my God, the game's done and we're getting it? Whoa.
I think that's bad, dude. I think it's bad that like we used to
think
get
it is
an
bad,
entire
too.
game. We used to get an entire game at release. Like you could
Yeah.
play the entire game, get the full experience start to end in the game, in the $50, $60 that you spent. Wow, you remember when games were $50?
Then you look at Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 7. We spent $60 for just like the first part of the game.
Yeah.
That was pretty demand based.
I just, okay, so I look at Halo 2, for example, because this was a big game where I bought all the DLCs, and all the DLCs were map packs, right? You remember when Call of Duty, like all the DLCs were map packs. I can get behind spending a few bucks for maps. I can get behind that. I don't think maps should be free. My own personal opinion. I don't think maps should be free. If it's a remake of a map, I think that should be free because that map has already been made.
That makes sense.
But also, there's a lack of knowledge there where I don't know how hard it is to remake a map, right?
Well, maps are crazy because you got to think, like Nuketown was a free DLC at one point,
Yeah.
and now it's a staple in every single COD. But I remember back in Modern Warfare 2 and Cold War, or no, World at War.
Yeah.
If you didn't get the new DLC, you would still be thrown into lobbies where you would have to queue up for the new map. And if you didn't have it,
Right.
I remember begging people to skip because I was like, I don't want to leave
Yeah.
the lobby. Please
Yeah.
skip, please.
Maps should not be free, huh? I personally do not think maps should be free. Because that is time and money that goes into that stuff. Well, it's not that I don't think they should be free. I'm happy that they're free, but I wouldn't be mad if they weren't free. You know what I mean?
I just can't imagine. I guess it depends on the type of game, right? Like Valorant's free to play. I can't imagine they would just admit one day go, okay, everyone, $2 for the new map.
Well,
people would lose their stuff.
Yeah,
but like COD or Halo,
it
like
should
Waterfall,
be worth
right?
At max
$7.
$7. At max $7? Into a map, a single map, $7. Why $7? That's a very specific.
Where'd you come up with that exact
Like for Halo, you used to pay $20 or $25 for the expansion that would give you like five maps, right? So on top of that, I would say. So York in chat says anything that continues story, in my opinion, should be an expansion. I can agree with that, and I think that anything that takes time and effort to get behind. Now then again, skins take time and effort too, cosmetics, but.
I think they're not making maps free splits player bases, and if they are already monetizing everything else, then maybe maps should be free. Yeah. That's a good point.
That's a very, very good point. And honestly, I think
Dreki.
that's why a lot of games have kind of taken that model. You know?
Mm-hmm. I love when a game will say like, hey, here's a DLC that you can get, you can purchase it, or if you play enough in game or get certain achievements, you can earn it. I love that concept. Because it gives you an incentive to play, whereas like some people like, yeah, like I could just spend $5 to get it. But if I want to get something, and it's like, for instance, like Rocket League, okay, you can earn the Rocket Pass, which it's just cosmetic stuff. If you play enough and you earn enough points, you can just get it outright with in-game currency.
Yeah, it is interesting, story games versus non-story games. I think my biggest salt factor here, right, is that we used to get the fact that Outriders is coming out as a full game, like. That resonated with people. And I think the fact that resonated with people says that there has been changes that have not necessarily been favored in the last several years. When you bought a game several years ago, you got the full game at the start. I think that if you... Okay, let's look at Cyberpunk, right?
Right.
If CDPR made me pay for an expansion where that expansion... No, made me pay for DLC, where that DLC kind of like added quests into the game that were supposed to be in the game already, or like... fix things.
That would have been integral.
That's like stealing money from me, right? Like that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's blasphemy. That would be ridiculous.
And the fact that you don't get a full game at launch anymore really freaking pisses me off. And the fact that DLC is now an excuse to fix your game, or DLC is an excuse to add things to your game that you just didn't want to add on release and you wanted to release it sooner. No, give me a full freaking game at launch, okay? DLC can be an expansion or something. I think expansion and DLC need to be, they can't be inter I think
could you actually could you dive more into that in comparison to The Witcher? I know you played it a lot, and I've seen that. I was looking at like some of the best DLCs, and a couple of them were saying that there were DLC expansions to the story for The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
So was that a full story out of the gate, or did you need the DLC to really get everything to finally tie up all the loose ends?
Yeah, so I mean, I had a video pulled up of like just like really good DLCs. Like I'll give you two examples, and then I'll end on Witcher. No, I'll give you one example, and then I'll end on Witcher. When you bought a DLC pack when you bought a DLC / expansion for Oblivion, you got a whole new land that you could explore, new quests, new land, hours of gameplay. Look at Witcher. So they had two DLCs. One was more of a story-based DLC. One was more of an expansion with story. They both added 40 hours or 20 to 30 hours each. Heart and Stone, I believe it's Heart and Stone. I think it's been a little while since I played it, but Heart and Stone. And then what was the big one?
Witcher 3.
What was the big one? It's like they went to Wine
Wild
Country.
Hunt? Blood Story?
No. Blood and
Witcher
Wine,
3,
that's it.
yeah.
Blood and Wine. There it is. Blood and Wine added an entirely new land, entirely new story, and I didn't mind paying for that. I did not mind paying for that. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Main problem with paid DLC maps is that it splits up the player base. Okay, we got that. So if it's a story, so non-Pog says if it's a story-driven game and they release a DLC that drives the story further, that should be paid. I can agree with that. Whereas I don't care if COD expands the weak story. I don't either. They already developed. True. It's per game basis. A lot of these discussions are per game basis. Maybe they should add a game mode DLC like 3v3 with some maps in a separate bundle for like $30. I could get behind that. I could get behind that, Flash. What do we think of the amount of time it takes to beat Miles Morales versus how much it costs considering what it was intended originally to be DLC? Oh.
I forgot Miles Morales was just intended to be that.
Oh, dude, non-Pog in here just dropping the anvil right on the show. Oh.
I like the idea though that they have a DLC that they're so excited for that they just decide, hey, this is going to be the sequel. This is what's coming up next.
So that would be like a $60 DLC. I mean, dude, that what is that? 30 hours of gameplay? 25 hours of gameplay?
I've seen some people beat it within like 15 to 20.
Okay.
Because they just steamrolled through the main storyline. Granted, though, I think the game does a really great job of trying to get you to do side quests.
Yorick, Miles Morales is Spider-Man.
Miles Morales is like 8 hours, like 20 plus if you do the extras.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's a new
game.
Spider-Man game that came out. That's a good point. I don't know. I think I get really upset. Like the fact that I'm literally buying Outriders. I mean, the Outriders game is fun. But the fact that one of the factors of me buying Outriders is the fact that I'm getting a full game at release. There's not something wrong there, y'all?
I think the overarching theme we can all agree on is DLC should never be a patch. It should never be a hotfix. It should be something that's added on that.
I can get behind that.
It's just something fun, you know?
I can get
like
behind
I was thinking about older games like Castle Crashers, right?
Yeah.
One of the big reasons you replay Castle Crashers is after you beat the game, you unlock a character based on whoever you played. So if you purchased a couple extra characters through the packs, it was like you got another run through with some cooler characters to play, which I think was a cool idea.
Here's another wrench for your story after you finish. Go ahead.
That's a side scroller beat 'em up. The idea of DLC for side scroller beat 'em ups being just that makes sense. I can't think of much else. If you wanted to add like an addition to the story, like God, dude, if Castle Crashers at any point decided, hey, there's more to the story, everyone would jump on it.
Yeah.
Everyone would.
Yeah. So, how do you feel now about like cosmetics being DLC? Like,
It's weird.
we talked about in Halo, right? When in Halo 3, when you got into a lobby with somebody who had a flaming skull, you were like, I'm about to get wrecked.
Oh God!
I'm about to get wrecked.
No.
Now, I had a flaming skull, so, whatever. But it's like, I don't know.
No, I think that's a great point, and it's something I'd like to talk about next week on the show at some point. But the idea of that achievements used to mean more, and you earned more for them. Whereas now, like, you start any game, and you get off the car in the beginning, and it's like, plus 10 gamer score, boots on the ground. Whereas, do you remember what the harder Halo ones were? It was like, get a quad kill with 1 grenade. Yeah. For that, you earn this.
Yeah. No, yeah. Now it's just like, it's like participation trophies. That's what achievements are, right? Like, shit. But I can say, you know what? So cosmetics, I actually enjoy the season pass stuff. I hate when they're getting lazy with season passes. Like, I think this last season pass of Call of Duty, I've heard a lot of people complain about it and how lazy it is, right? I think, and it's just my own personal opinion, to go off of what York was saying about the maps being, paid DLC, I think the maps and cosmetics being included in season passes and you having to work to unlock that stuff, I like that method. I like that too. So that would be paid DLC, I guess, right? Like $10 for that season, but that's not bad in my opinion. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that should be free because we're what am I trying to say here? Words, Kappa. Like that's dev time and effort and creative and all that stuff that goes into that. So I can do that. So I disagree with the maps part of that. Really, You don't think maps being free in the season pass is a good thing?
So if a season pass for COD was coming out, since we're using that as an example, right?
Yeah.
You get 5 new maps, you get a couple cool new guns, and then on top of that, you get a cosmetic for your character.
Oh no, York. I guess I'm sorry to interrupt you, Cub.
No, that's okay.
York, I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm sorry if I didn't make that more apparent. I agree with that. Good morning. How are you? Cosmetics you work to unlock, but maps you unlock right away. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. So essentially, you're paying for the maps right up front with the $10. Right. Then you're working to unlock cosmetics. I can get down with that. I like that method, and I'm glad we've come to that method.
Right, you're not restricted on playing at any point. You're just restricted on you don't get these cool cosmetics just yet.
Yeah, and to your point, Jacob, you think patchwork should not be in DLC. I agree. That should be free. Patches are free always. If anybody makes you pay for them, that's horse shit. And if they try and put a patch within a DLC, screw them. CDPR, I'm looking at you, even though I love Cyberpunk. And then, in addition to that, I think $30 to $40 expansions that expand upon the story in a story game, worth it. I think that's worth it.
I do too. I agree.
Which I think that's kind of where we're at right now. Right?
That's what I like. That's what I want.
That's kind of where we're at right now. I feel like that's a good place to be. I think like I said, the salt from this came from the fact that Outriders is a full game, and that immediately made people like, huh?
Yeah, wait.
Full game?
We could get that?
Yeah. I miss
one more point I want to bring up, and it's the idea of games being released in chapters. So imagine the game in total will be $60. There's 10 chapters. Each chapter is $6. Or you could buy the game outright. So the reason I bring it up is Deltarune was released a couple years ago, but it was just the first chapter. Deltarune is the sequel to Undertale, for anyone who isn't familiar. It got resounding reviews. It was free DLC, or free. It's a free chapter 1.
Okay.
So it's like chapter 1's free. The rest you pay for if you want to continue the game.
Okay.
Which awesome way to demo. Awesome way. I'm kind of okay with that. The only thing that bugs me is you buy the game outright, okay? That's cool.
Yeah.
You don't really get anything specific with it other than maybe like $10 off.
Yeah.
But what's neat about that is every time the chapter comes out, say like every 4 months or so, you get something that you can go back and play. Because I'm thinking like what you were saying about The Witcher before. You get like a whole new area, a whole new bunch of crap to do. That's awesome to me. It breathes life into games.
Yeah. It does, and it makes you excited to explore more in that world, right?
Right.
So I think at the end of the day, I mean, Genshin is quite literally gambling.
It really is.
That's just that style. So I don't know if I would include that in this. Because that's
I do really like
monster.
too the idea that you can earn through like playtime that you would be able to purchase a season pass.
Yeah. That is cool. I would say
It's hard because we really all it's just circling back to a couple key points.
Yeah.
So overall, if you had to say what merits paid DLC, what would you say?
What merits paid DLC? I would say expansion. That add on a significant portion to the game. If you're lumping season passes into that, I can get on board with that, but I would say that within that season pass has to be like free maps, cosmetics, and that type of stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I think that a game should be full. If you're getting the end of the game in a DLC or expansion, don't buy that game. Straight up, don't buy that game. You know what I mean?
Gosh. Imagine getting to the final boss fight. It just fades to black and goes, buy this DLC to be able to fight them.
Yeah. And for those in chat asking, streams today start at 2:30 p.m. So in a few hours. But okay. I think It was a very hold on. Let me catch up on chat before I hop everybody out here. I hate gacha games like Genshin. I think it is so anti-consumer. I agree. The battle pass, not the cash shop. I didn't say anything about the cash shop. Their battle pass has a paid version and free version. There isn't any mystery factor. Oh, okay. All right. So that comes from my ignorance of not necessarily playing a lot of Genshin. Okay.
Do you guys remember Asura's Wrath, where you could not see the ending of the game unless you bought the DLC?
I don't, but that pisses me off. That's literally what drove this conversation this morning.
I was in a Discord server with someone who got to the end of the game and experienced that, and I've never heard someone just resounding just shout from, like, you hear his headset hit the ground, right? And then I hear that was oh my god. I would be so pissed. I couldn't knock him for it.
I would not knock him for it either. I would be so upset.
Jeez.
All right. That was a good discussion, Jacob. We had a lot of good discussions today. We had sidekicks. We had the Sense, the Sony Sense, Smell-O-Vision. We got the Master Chief actor. I'm really curious what that's going to be like.
Mm-hmm. That'll be sweet, though. God, you really are making me thinking, though, about just solid achievements nowadays. I'm curious of what I'm going to try to think of a cool way to phrase the question, but overall, I want to see what some of the coolest achievements that you earn, where it gives you something that makes you so cool in game, that makes people, it gives you like a nice, really good sense of recognition.
It was the Flaming Skull, dude. It was the Flaming Skull.
Yeah.
I think that gave people good recognition. I think the Flaming Skull is cool because, like, if you achieve like a kill-death ratio of like 3, even though that's not how you got it, I don't think. I can't remember how we got it, but like that was like,
yeah, it was awesome.
Whoa, this zip chair's got good rocking.
Gosh, I love Zip Chair. One of the most amazing gaming chairs. Alex, did you know you could actually get one with a nice discount using the Nerd Street Gamers promo code?
Yeah, if you guys want a zip chair, new gaming chair, comfy gaming chair, and quality, the most quality lumbar support pillow I've ever had in any chair. 10% off, Zip Chair Gaming.
Look how cute she looks over there.
I believe it's nerdstreetgamers.com/products or equipment, one or the other. We've changed it,
She
so
looks
I don't
sweet.
know which one it is.
Just like Mike and Ike. One of the most amazing candy.
Wow, baby! Nice segue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of
Nice
cool.
day.
I'm kind of a big deal, you know.
Double kill.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been episode 81 of Loading Screen. We want to thank you guys for coming by and being patient with this new setup. Now I'm going to go watch the stream back and see what we can do better, because there are certain aspects that I want to improve upon. But hey, we got topic bars today.
Time.
That's cool. We got topic
Everyone's
bars.
just reading lips.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming by. This has been Loading Screen, your twice a week gaming talk show, morning gaming talk show at 11 a.m. on Nerd Street Gamers on Twitch, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. For those of you guys that haven't done it yet, go to Nerd Street Gamers on Twitter and Instagram. Vote for the Final Four. Right now, we are in the Elite Eight, the second part of the Elite Eight, which is Clank versus Cortana. Clank versus Cortana. Sidekick Madness to see who will come out on top as the greatest sidekick in gaming history. Vote there. Your votes will be calculated for the Final Four, which we'll dive into on Tuesday of next week, 11 a.m. on Nerd Street Gamers at Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you all so much for coming by, everyone. I appreciate you all. Hashtag Loading Screen. And guys, if you guys have questions or discussions or things you want to talk about, at Nerd Street Gamers on Twitter, hashtag Loading Screen, or tag myself, Sir Skrillex, Shiggy Diggy Cub. Right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
That's
Shiggy Diggy Cub.
Not Cub, so we're not tweeting at the Russian anymore, guys. So there we go.
Right.
Tune in later today for Masters, baby. Let's get started. Let's get excited. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday, 11 a.m. next week. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Later.